Europe is a huge market for the gas of the Eastern Mediterranean. Europe's needs are great, but the continent lacks its own fuel. At the same time, it requires independence from Russian fuel imports, which makes the search for new sources like those of the Eastern Mediterranean very important. That's why these developments have attracted power giants to the region. However, there are big problems with the pumping and exploitation of natural gas in that area. The reconciliation of neighboring countries in the region and respect for international law is a prerequisite for unbroken pumping. What a challenge, given the long history of conflicts and wars between these countries. For example, there was a fierce and severe war between Israelis and Turks over the primacy of the Eastern Mediterranean over energy developments. It is something that has caused great turmoil in the entire region. Israel, for its part, particularly distrusts the ambitions of Turkey in Gaza and its influence on terrorist groups. Particularly suspicious for Turkey, which is attempting to strengthen Hamas financially and militarily. Moreover, in the foreground of the Palestinian question, Erdogan wants to present himself as the leader of the Muslim world. He has repeatedly stated that he will support the struggle of the Palestinian brothers until the day the occupied Palestinian territories are liberated. And many more. Israel, in turn, responds with anger to the charges by targeting Erdogan and accusing him of occupying Cyprus. At the same time, he accuses him of having occupied the north of Cyprus. But the accusations do not discourage the Turkish Islamist prime minister. He announced that he would not only travel to Gaza, but that he would take the army with him, and that he would be directly involved in the affairs of Gaza. This, of course, would imply an uninvited approach of Turkish warships in Israeli territorial waters. But such an effort is not to be taken for granted, because it will probably be treated by Israel as a casus belli action and the start of the war. But a buzzword by Erdogan that nothing will happen in the Eastern Mediterranean without his approval has raised a lot of comments and concerns. His statement that it was not enough to split the gas, given that mining had just taken place, but the Turkish Cypriots must also participate in the agreement, caused turmoil. But his statement, coupled with his apparent intentions for Gaza, showed ups and downs. So, what had happened? What? Cyprus, under the tripartite cooperation with Greece and Israel, has improved its international image. But that's something Turkey is responding to, because they realize they're out of the game. For this reason, Turkey is attempting to neutralize the Cyprus-Israel axis by placing the occupied north of Cyprus through Turkish-controlled drilling in the EEZ of the Republic of Cyprus. At the same time, Turkey is systematically trying to bring Gaza into the gas negotiations and then engage in the sharing of natural gas in the region. In other words, Turkey is trying to provoke, following supposed disagreements between Israelis and Gaza, on the one hand, and Turkish Cypriots and Cypriots, on the other, a five-party summit. A summit forum in which Turkey plans to chair and finally decide how to split the gas pie. The outcome of any negotiations will of course depend on Turkey's plans and will naturally be in its favor. The Turkish plans are awesome for the Mediterranean stability. The drilling actions planned and carried out by Turkey in the Cyprus EEZ are designed not only to challenge that country but also Israel itself. What the Turks are doing illegally in the EEZ of Cyprus, they intend as soon as they achieve their goals to generalize in the region. Their current plans in Cyprus also may serve as a working model between Israel and Gaza and finally propose a five-party summit for the alleged solution of gas sharing. The conclusion is simple. The danger for Cyprus and Israel, but also for the international stability from the ongoing secret and diabolical plans of Turkey, is immediate. Timeless Turkish methods do not happen by accident. The initial part of their project with the occupation of Cyprus was successful. No one in the Western world responded to the invasion. They believed it was not their business. But now Turkey, after deceiving them all in the Cypriot issue, is turning against them.